I like put it on mute, and then we can like see if
it's live.
on.
Okay,
Oh, hi.
cool. So we gotta squeeze in. Squeeze in, girls. Squeeze in, girlfriends.
Okay.
Yay! Oh, wait, Jess. We don't have Jess in here. Come here, Jess. All right.
Okay.
So it's our first attempt at live, and today is September 12th, 2016. I'm here with my girlfriends, and it's the kickoff of One Harbor, bringing it home for all of our mom friends. And it's an opportunity for us to just be real about motherhood and what we love about it and our struggles. And the goal is to just bring unity to moms out there everywhere, and also to encourage, support each other, and laugh along the way. So, this is Jess, who has 4 kids. Oh!
Going to be 4.
Going
well,
to
4.
You have 4 kids, yes.
Yep.
Christy, who has
2 boys.
2 boys, ages
6 and 4.5.
6 and 4.5. Pam, who has
3. So one's in here. And 6 and 4.5.
6 and 4.5, and I have 3, which I think most of my friends know. I have a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old. So
But
this is big, exciting. We have a sitter, and so we're able to finally do this. So anyway, say some prayers for our show, because it's been my dream for a while, and I'm finally doing it. So God bless you. So I guess to start things off, I thought it would be kind of fun if we all shared what our favorite things to do with our kids are.
okay.
So what are some things you love? Because this is my big thing. I guess when I was single, I felt like it was easy to find fun things to do. And with kids, it's a little harder sometimes to find fun things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been my mission, hashtag chasing the sunset, to find fun things to do with kids. So if you know something awesome, post it on the link below. And what are some of yours?
I love baking. It is so much fun. Do you think that'd be like super stressful with little kids? But it's so much fun because then they make it a lot more fun. It's not just like follow the same recipe over and over and over again. Something always happens. You know, you get like an eggshell into the cheesecake batter or whatever. But it's fun because then you can also eat the dough.
See, and that took a while for me to get used to, because the first time I let them put the sprinkles on the cake I had made, I was like, they're gonna mess it up. But yes, it was a big moment. It was a big freeing moment, right?
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Well, I gotta say, you stole mine, but that's the key.
Sorry.
I think the key to it too is still like having your control. I realized like if I prep everything beforehand, like my kitchen looks like Rachel Ray, and Greg hates it because there's thousands of dishes, but like everything's measured out, and so I don't have to go through the stress of like, oh my gosh, they're spilling cinnamon everywhere, like, so then they're just pouring and it's fun. So I like to do that too.
Good idea.
Or I pretend that I'm playing and really I'm just cleaning. I like that one too. That's my favorite.
I'm listening to you going, oh my gosh, I don't think I could ever do that with my kids. But then I'm going to say something that you'll probably go, no, I love traveling with my kids. I love to go to different places, and people think that, you know, oh, why would you do that? In fact, my doctor, when I was telling them the last trip I was taking, why would you do that? That's not a vacation. But I've always had the mindset since my first, who's 18, that you don't stop traveling. If that's something that you have a passion for, you do it. You just, yeah, it's a little more stressful on the plane, but you only live once, and if you want to go out and see the world and you want to show your kids the world, you just go and do it. And so I love showing my kids new things and traveling with my kids.
That's fun.
I think that's an awesome thing, because I think I make excuses sometimes for why I don't do things. Like, I can't work out anymore because I have to be home with the kids, versus I'm going to throw them in the stroller. Lila's going to run with me, you know, Drew can sit on the front. You know, we can all still go do it. That's kind of huge.
Yeah.
Good point. So share your favorite things you love to do with your kids. What are some of your biggest struggles? We don't have any of those.
Not one.
Not liking my children, having them come out and have their own personalities, really, truly. I just started telling the girls that, like, I've been reading this book called Strength Finders, and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, so I have these strengths that I don't recognize as strengths. it's not easy for everyone else to have. For instance, like I love randomly talking to people. Like that's a strength, and one of yours as well.
I know, I love strangers.
I know, yes,
Strangers
it's a
danger.
legitimate thing, right? I didn't know that was a legitimate strength. It's so, and it's called like an includer or something. You like to bring your circles together, and as I'm reading it, I was thinking of you because that is it. Like as I'm reading it, Cole has these certain things, but you don't recognize them as strengths when they're kids. It's like,
Right.
well, wait a second. So I'm recognizing his strengths and being less irritated by his things that resemble me. You know what I mean? Because he's like my mini me. I'm recognizing his strengths and also getting to know some of mine that I never thought of as strengths.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So learning to like them.
Yeah. No, it is. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God.
Well, I think that was my biggest struggle. I actually felt like, you know, being a mom, and I had an amazing mom, so I kind of just pictured it was always done really well and it was good, and I'm realizing there's things that I just need to do in my own way. You know, and maybe it's not the best thing to sit there and feed your kid food while they're doing the dishes, you know, but playing in the sink with water, but that's how my 2-year-old eats, and so it works right now. And rather than have a whole big fit at the table because we're not sitting there so proper and eating,
Pick your battles.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's been a struggle to like feel confident that, you know what, it's fine. It's fine. They're gonna be great.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still gonna grow up to be decent human beings.
Yeah, you just cannot beat yourself up about things
Yeah.
and go, this is not the way that it's supposed to be. Well, it's the way that works, and
Right.
everybody's different, and you can't compare yourself to other people. You can't constantly read books and go, oh, I was supposed to do it this way, and think
Right.
that's the way it has to be done, or you're going to ruin your child. No, you do what works, and if it works for you, great. And if you're comfortable, you're happy, your kids are happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
You know, there's so many things that people, you know, I was reading a funny article online about putting your kids to bed and how there's so many articles that say, oh, you need to put your kids to bed earlier. There's studies that show that they do this, this, and this. And that's been my biggest struggle, is getting my kids to bed. I
But
have
sometimes
one.
if your husband isn't home till late too, it is kind
It's
of
hard.
like
It's
then they
hard.
don't get any time. I mean,
You
sometimes
you do what works.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it means that your 4-year-old still comes into bed with you every single night, then
does that really work though for you?
you know what? You know, you do everything that you need to you know, get there. But at the end of the day, when you're exhausted and she's coming into bed, and it's either that or go try to put her back to her own bed, it's like, okay, just get in bed. And it works.
Right.
That's true.
It's definitely harder than you think it was going to be, I think. When you see people doing it, you just think you're naturally, oh, you're just going to figure it out when you get there. It's just natural. You're just naturally going to be a mom. And so I felt like I was slapped in the face when he got handed this child, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. There's nothing innate happening here. This kid is hard.
I think I love that when you told me that because it was so honest. I remember we had this conversation a long time ago, and yeah, it is. It's one of those things. It's like you want to all day. You want to be like on your game. You don't want to mess it up at all because you think, oh, if I say that to them, how's that going to affect them in the future? You know, you're like back playing it, and so it is hard to have that like, you know, that innate motherly. I'm going to be this way with my children. I don't know. I find music helps me. Like, I don't know, it pumps me up. It gets me in a better, like, good frame of mind to
Yeah.
go out there and
Because you have something in the background also distracting you. And
Yes.
It's like, oh, this is my favorite song. And then you start dancing. Or,
impromptu
you know.
dance parties. That
Exactly.
saves our household every day
Yes.
on a daily basis.
It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Let's see. What's something you love about being a mom?
Sometimes
Don't
when
all
you
answer
just-
at once.
You know
What
I
are some
do
things you
love?
love about being a mom? Write them.
And it's kind of it's a new thing because I had my first is 18, and then I waited, you know, years before I had my second and my third. And one of the discoveries I have found that I just love about being a mom is watching my two kids play together.
Oh,
Yeah.
love
That to
Love
me is sometimes I can just sit there. I'm not one who really likes to play with my kids. I don't think anybody likes to play with their kids.
If you do, that's good too.
Write that. Tell us what we should do to play with our kids and why we'll like it. Right?
I don't know if I'm ever gonna like playing with my kids. But watching them play together it just sometimes just catches my heart, and it's amazing. And watching them be affectionate towards each other, giving each other hugs, and you know, it's one of the greatest moments I think a mom has. And it was something I missed in my first child because I had waited so long. And sometimes I say, oh, you have that second one, it's overwhelming, it's so much harder, but it makes it all worth it when you watch them play together and interact together, and
and seeing their personalities emerge, like seeing when my boys play together, it's the same interaction, it's the same dynamic that my husband and I have in reverse. It's just, it's really cool. Like I see things, they're mimicking almost our behavior, and like we say, Daddy and Mommy are a team, and you guys are a team, and we're all Team Dombrowski, and the sports, it's the PE teachers in us, right?
Coming up.
But like I love seeing, especially I think that's why Kyle, I have such a soft spot for him, because he is my husband. Like it's like watching my husband as a child, and that's really cool.
That is very cool.
That's awesome. Well, you know what, too? Somebody shared with me, too, when you tell your little ones, like, do you want to be part of Team Dillard? And then they listen better. And I've tried it, and it's been working. And it's like a good, I don't know.
Try that one.
I have to try that. I have two things, actually. So one of them is actually being my own mom, because like the mom that I want to be, because I've always wanted to be exactly like my mom, and then I find out it's extremely stressful. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, let me figure out the things that actually work for me being, myself as a mom. And another thing is, like, when you drop your kids off somewhere and you get them back and you get nice, compliments about your children, it's like, they listen, they really do, they just use their manners, they do, and it feels so good, because like sometimes I drop them off and like after they just scream in your ear, right?
Yeah.
And then you drop them off and you're just walking away praying and just hoping that like you don't get that buzz, while you're like in church
it
or
is
something.
a great feeling when someone compliments your
Yeah.
kids. It really is. And I don't think
so
moms
good.
realize how they, other people realize how moms feel when they compliment. Say,
Yeah.
your child was really well behaved.
Yeah.
You're like,
I walked into church one day, and the guy was like, you're doing a great job. And you're like,
Oh.
yeah, it does mean a lot. So
It does.
share with your mom friends how great they are. You guys are all awesome moms.
Yes.
yeah.
And
it
even
is.
in reverse, like I saw this mom walking out of preschool, and her kid was losing his stuff, like the whole way to the car, and she was like, "Come on, buddy," and I was like, "You are so calm and composed." She's like, "Inside, I'm dying," and I'm like, I was just so glad that I provided her, just by opening up the conversation, like a place to like laugh and just get that out.
Yeah.
And then she did make it all the way to the car, like just so composed,
That's great.
That was so funny when I was dragging Drew out of a store the other day at nap time, and he was screaming bloody murder, and she's like, "You're a really good mom." I'm like, if you feel the need to tell me that, it must look really bad.
It does help. It always does help.
Yes, exactly. So, any last, favorite things. Some of our favorite things. Did you, Carol, bring any of your favorite things to share? Some of your favorite mom things? Did
Mine
you read
is-
my email?
Mine is my phone and the calendar on it, because I'm pregnant. I can't remember anything, and I stood someone up like a month ago. So actually having
It's not just
everything.
me.
No, it's not. So just actually having everything in my phone, and like, oh, here's 15 minutes to play with your kid, actually. And then, like, oh, someone's getting out of school like 30 minutes early today, actually be there on time. And I don't know. It's just very helpful, because I'm totally not an organized person. So,
That's all right. That
Yeah.
works. How about you? Did you bring anything?
I didn't bring anything, but probably my favorite mom thing has been having a carrier and being able to do things when you have it, not necessarily at this stage, but baby stage, being able to do things while you're still holding the baby and functioning has been the greatest thing for me to have and realize what a tool it is. And for people who don't carry their baby, use baby wearing. And it's over.
And the show's over. Oh, and we broke the feed. That's all right. So anyway, we love you all. We'll try this again next Monday. We'll be here every Monday around 10 o'clock. Not always at that time because, we're moms. We're busy. We have kids. Sometimes they cry. And we love you all and hope you have a great day. Bye. How do I hit end?